Look at it. That's the way to go. The other way is where I came from. It's Saturday morning and I'm heading up to Sinbulsan solo. The parking lot is quiet. The whole area is quiet. I got here a little bit later than I expected, than I wanted, but all is good. I was hoping to catch the sunrise, and apparently if you want to catch that, you should be out here by 6:30, the latest. Right now it's about 7:20, almost 7:30. It's a bit of a nippy day, it's windy. The area here is preparing for the Ulsan movie film festival, so the main parking area is blocked off. They're setting up stages, but there's a little parking area just above. But it's very quiet, there's nobody here. There's a couple of people right in front of me right there. And then other than that, nobody here. Today I'm gonna try climbing the knife's edge or knife's ridge or razor blade edge, whatever it's called. But it's a different ascent to the top of the Sinbulsan mountain. I've been told about it on several occasions. Bug repellent first. Dusting up before the hike. There are two ways to get up the mountain to the top of Sinbulsan. One is the milder one, and the other one is a bit more adventurous. And like I mentioned, it's called the knife's blade or something like that, or knife's edge. But I don't know exactly where to take the hike. So I asked the lady, she said it's about 30-minute hike up, and then you take a left up a ladder somewhere. So I guess we're gonna hike and hopefully I can find it and I don't miss it. But it feels calm and quiet here between the trees. Out in the open, a bit breezy. Sinbulsan Kalbawi험로. That's the one we want to take. Kal means knife, Bawi rock, Homro, no idea. This is the split, the fork in the road. And then Kalbawi goes this way. The road that we usually take goes that way. Time to disrobe a little bit. Too many layers, makes you sweat. So this is approximately what we're looking for. I think this is the road, so we should be right here, and we're gonna hike up this way. Or maybe it's this way. No idea. Sinbulsan is right there. We'll see if we catch a glimpse of the golden reeds this time around. Well, this is kind of fun because I haven't taken this path yet. It's brand new, exciting, and apparently a bit difficult. The hike through here looks a lot more unplanned. It's just rocks. There is no proper path, so you gotta work your way along the rocks. You go left past the waterfall. I just started climbing, like it's just the beginning, and so far it feels like the last 150 meters to the top of Sinbulsan, which is really strenuous. That's what it's like at the very bottom of it. Let's see what it's like further up. It's a lot windier up here. I assume once I get to the flat surface, the treeless place, it'll be time to pull out my windbreaker out, if I had one. I only got the padding. Ropes. On this little place here, if you're thinking of camping out, it may be a good place. First bit of flat surface in over an hour. It was nice to walk on even ground. It's not gonna last though. Up ahead, I think that's peeking out behind the trees. I think that's the summit, that's Sinbulsan. It's 1159 meters. A blog I read said that it took them 4 hours to climb. I think they took their time. I don't think it's gonna take me 4 hours, but I guess we'll see. Who knows, maybe the last couple hundred meters are the toughest. For some reason, nearly every single climber, every single person I pass here has this suffocating smell of laundry detergent on them. I don't know how you can climb like that, man, with this, like, you know, the smell of laundry detergent in high doses for 3 hours up the hill. Not at the top yet, but a nice view. There's a sign here that says Sinbulsan. And once I get to the top there, I think there's still a hike. It's still not the top. Short break and continue. Oh, maybe not here. It's nippy. Let's go. I can't talk. My mouth's frozen. I'm a little tired. Also thirsty. But I'll keep on plowing. Damn, look at me, almost got lost. This is where I am, that's where the path is. Good thing there's a rope. Further back down that way, there's a flat surface. There's a hike that is not marked. You could probably scamper up the rocks if you're up for a little challenge. But other than that, you gotta pay attention to where you're going. Because I was gonna go up this way, which goes, I don't know where. I think I may be nearing the ridge because things are looking spectaculastic. Check this out. Nice. Good view. Not as spectacular as the one from Soraksan, clearly, but still pretty nice for the circumstances and the region. Sinbulsan. Oh, I hear people shouting, commotion. Go check it out, see what's happening. Is it just excitement? It is just excitement. I think we're here. The edge, the ridge. Check it. Nice here, but super windy, so the rocks are pretty bare. You gotta hold on to the rocks. In this wind you might get blown up if you're not careful. If you stumble, lose your footing, off you go. I gotta be careful with this recording because, like I said, it's super windy. There's a bit of a footpath here, you can get off the rocks a little bit, but for the most part it's quite tricky. Super awesome. Check it out. I love the look of these trees where they're beaten at the top of mountains. It gets nice. Super strong, man. I gotta stop because it's a bit tricky. As tricky as it is without the wind. With the wind, man, it's yeah, mountain goat style. Richard was saying about this place. Absolutely awesome though. There's more rocks here. Or there's a rope. But the rope came... Where did the rope come from? There must be another path you can take that's easier, I guess. I don't know, since we're on the edge, continue up the ridge. Because why the heck not? Must be going the same way. Kinda. Maybe not. Whoopsies. I ended up on a rock. Okay, now I really have to turn off the camera to get down from this sucker. Problem. I eat hikes like that for breakfast. 5 fingers tasty. There are 2 sides you can take to this hike. There's the ropey side right there, and there's the ridgy side right here. We like the ridgy side. Oh yeah! Once you get past the ridge, you get to this junction here. There are 2 ways. That way, up, and left, I guess. It's another, I don't know, we're here, I guess, another half a kilometer to Sinbulsan. And there is a warning asking people to please take the detour, which is right here to the left, because scampering up, I guess, is a bit dangerous. So if you're not a seasoned climber such as myself, then you should probably take the left path. Maybe here, maybe there. There's a path. Oh yeah, that looks like a good crevice. Let's hit that sucker. Oh. Look, no hands. Look at that view. Ain't that gorgeous? You can see people over there at the tip. They look like tiny little ants. Tiny little ants! There's a path that's treaded, so it's relatively easy to follow, to not get lost on these rocks. See? Right here. Another stop over there. We'll make a stop up there. Windy. Very windy. This is the view. The hike. I've caught up with some hikers. Would you climb here? Nearly there. Nearly there. That's it. This is not the peak yet. The actual peak is just behind there. And as always, at every peak there are crowds lining up to take a shot in front of the memorial tombstone. Memorial stone at the top. That's the rock. tells you at the top. Alright, I'm gonna find me a spot and fill me gut with some food. Gotta get a good one, not too windy. Away from people, hopefully. There's a bit of a further hike here. The hike goes on further that way. I guess that's where the reeds are. So after, maybe I should continue. Let's plow on. Get to the reeds and have our little lunch there. Okay, let's do that. For the hikers with the time on their hands and the will to do so, let's not forget that Sinbulsan is part of the Yeongnam Alps, which means that most of the high peaks are connected via a ridge. And so if you look around, there's a hiking trail that goes all around the mountains. You can follow the ridge and stop at different trails. So if you bring a pack and a tent, you could probably camp out. And same thing goes over here if you pass this ridge, and Ganwolsan is just on the other side. And you can see when you're on top of Ganwolsan, it connects to a bunch of other ridges and mountains. And I may be wrong in saying this, not 100% sure, but I think the Yeongnam Alps are part of the Baekdudaegan, the mountain trail, or the mountain ridge that winds its way all across Korea, all the way to North Korea. So it winds its way all across South Korea, all the way to North Korea, and then ends up in the climax of the Baekdusan, which is the Baekdu mountain, the highest mountain in all of Korea, on the Korean peninsula, the north and south combined. But it's on the North Korean side. So regular Koreans can get to it. If you're a tourist, you could get a visa through China and go hike that sucker. But unfortunately, no. I've heard stories that from experienced climbers that climbing the Baekdudaegan, the trail of the mountain trail here, it takes about 2 weeks to do. So if you're keen on that, you could totally do it. I would totally do it. I would probably need a lot more exercise to get myself conditioned for something like that, but that would be a hell of an experience. You can see piles of stones like that, or stones piled up like that everywhere at a lot of sites on the mountains here in South Korea. And the reason being, I think I mentioned that in a lot of my previous videos, people just stack up rocks for good luck, you know, wishing luck or to commemorate their summit. But you see these piles everywhere, rocks near waterfalls, basically anywhere throughout, like mountains, as well as temples. When you go to temples, you'll see these little piles of rocks. Since all I do today is scamper over rocks, I decided that I'm gonna make a little pile of stones myself. Why the heck not? I'm gonna place it right over there. Not a very prominent pile, but it is a little one. Just to commemorate our visit here.
That's good.
Well, this is it. These are the reeds. I have no idea if this is what I'm supposed to see, if they're past blooming or in blooming. Seems like there's a lot of people here, so maybe this is the time to be. But these are the reeds. These are the reeds. Check out the drone footage. Ready? No, I'm kidding, there's no drone footage. But if you'd like to see more drone footage on the channel, make sure to support us. Hit subscribe, like the button, share the love with your friends and family and all that stuff. Make sure that the channel grows. When we get a drone, we'll have more drone footage. In the meantime, it is what it is. Enjoy! I just finished hiking the Sinbulsan mountain along the knife's edge, and for me from now on it's the only way to climb. Anything else is kind of, you know, anticlimactic. That's a really good place to climb. There's something to say about the hike. There are two routes essentially. From what I heard before, there was only one way up and it was along the ridge. That's not necessarily true. The ridge is there, but just on the left side of it along the path there's a little path that's trodden, and it's quite safe, and it's just a regular hiking path, so you can take either way. You can go up the mountains or up the rocks, or you can take the path along the rocks and make your way the same way basically to the top of the mountain. Climbing the ridge itself is quite tricky. It was today particularly because it was so windy, and since you don't have too many handholds, unless you decide to crawl on your hands and knees, it's quite difficult to record film, hold the film in one hand and kind of balance yourself, because you can use your hands for balance, I guess, when it's blowing. So today was a bit tricky, but it was a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. I don't recommend it for anyone who hasn't hiked before, who hasn't done any strenuous hikes, because the hike on that side of the mountain is quite strenuous. The initial hour or so is quite demanding, and again, if you have never hiked mountains before, then that's probably not the way to go, unless you like to challenge yourself and sweat it out. Probably would take you a little bit longer than, you know, an hour to climb. The views once you get to the ridge are spectacular. There's nothing obstructing your view, and you've got, if you get here like today on a very nice sunny day, then the views are just spectacular. Fantastic. The way to go though, if you want to go back, because you can do a loop, you can go up the Sinbulsan one way, and then it's connected to Ganwolsan, and so you can make your way down this way. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna head down, get me some coffee, and then make my way home, because I'm tired and I'm hungry. So that's it for this hike, that's it for this video. If this is your first time to the Living Korea channel, then make sure to hit the like button if you liked the video. Hit it twice, I guess, as my scuba friend says, if you didn't like it, and of course subscribe to the channel. Make sure to support us, help us get a drone so we can get some fantastic drone footage on these climbs, and we'll see you in the next one. Laters.